If you want to make a comment, you are more than welcome. Unmute yourself, and please, also you can send a message, a written message if you want. Okay, so the parasha begins, וידבר השם אל משה לאמור, שלח לך אנשים ויתורו את ארץ כנען. Send me to scout the land of Canaan, which I'm giving to the Israelite people. Send one man from each of their ancestral tribes, each one as chieftain among them. I remind you that we are in the desert. We finished all the preparations. We know how to walk. We know how the Mishkan has to be in the center, how the Shvatim, the tribes, have to stand around the Mishkan, how to use the trumpets, how the Anan is our navigation system and is taking us and telling us how to walk, where to go, when to stop. And the goal is we are going to Eretz Israel. And that's it. Everything is ready. We should have just gone to Eretz Israel. That was the purpose of why Hashem took us out of Egypt. That was the mission of Moshe, the leader. We are ready. Let's go. Let's do it. But it seems we don't see that in this parasha. We see that in Parashat Devarim, because when Moshe Rabbeinu is recounting what happened here, he's saying, and you requested for people to explore the land. The Bnei Israel want to see, okay, we want to see where we are going. We want to visit that land. We want to take some understanding. And it seems that it was okay. The request is absolutely logical. You are about to conquer a land. The most normal thing is to request to explore, when the question in your mind is not should I or if I'm going to go or not. The question in your mind should be how. That is the question. The spies were supposed to go to check the fact, and their mission was to see how to do this, how to conquer. Should we go from the south? Should we go from the east? Should we go from the west? We see that later in the future, Yoshua, when he's about to conquer Eretz Israel, the real conquering is happening, he's also sending spies. We know that he's doing it in different ways because he learned the lessons of each generation. But anyways, he's sending people to check. That's normal, that's strategic. In the military area, you need to know how to do things. So Moshe is sending, according to what Chachamim tell us, the people requested, Hashem said, yes, but this is the way you should do. And that's why it sounds like a commandment that's coming from Hashem. Send men to scout the land of Canaan. This is an answer to their request. As Chachamim tell us, בדרך שאדם רוצה ללך, כך מוליכים אותו מן השמיים. On the path that a person wants to go, from Shamayim they will help him. So you want spies, you want people to check, okay, I'm directing you of how to do it. And Hashem is telling Moshe, send anashim. From here, Chachamim understand that anashim are important people, important men were sent to Eretz Israel because leaders have a view of things with certain level. They are not going to see things with the small details. They are going to look at Eretz Israel with the right perspective, and they're going to bring back their report to the people. So וישלח אותם משה במדבר פרן על פי השם כולם אנשים ראשי בני ישראל המה. So Moshe, by the Lord's command, sent them out from the wilderness of Paran, all the men being leaders of the Israelites. ואלה שמותם למטה ראובן, and then those were their names. The Torah continues telling us who were the people that were sent. What is a little bit different or interesting to note here, pay attention to Pasuk 8, למטה Ephraim, from the tribe of Ephraim, from Shevet Ephraim, he sends Hoshea ben Nun. Who is Hoshea ben Nun? Hoshea ben Nun is Yehoshua, right? And we know that the name of Hoshea was changed by a letter that Moshe added to his name, and we have it in Rashi, what does Rashi say? Vaikra Moshe leHoshua vegomer. Moshe called Hoshea Yehoshua. Nitpalel alav ya Yoshiacha me'atzat meraglim. It's like Moshe added the name of Hashem, the Yud, to Hoshea, is Yud K, the name of Hashem, praying for him that Hashem will save him from the advice of the spies. Like Moshe already felt that something can happen here, something can go wrong. So this is regarding the name of Yeshua. I continue. The Torah gives us the names of all the Meraglim that were leaders. Again, ואלה שמות האנשים אשר שלח משה לתור את הארץ, those were the names of the men whom Moshe sent to scout the land. But Moshe changed the name of Hoshea, son of Nun, to Yehoshua. Okay, we got it, and that's it, they're gonna go. Imagine the feeling in the camp of Israel. We're sending this a group of people to represent us, and they're gonna come, give us the report, and then we're going to finally go to Eretz Israel. So Moshe is giving them direction. וישלח אותם משה לתור את ארץ כנען, ויאמר עליהם. When Moshe, sorry, I'm reading the Hebrew, I get confused. When Moshe sent them to scout the land of Canaan, he said to them, go up there into the Negev and into the hill country. So he's telling them, go from the south. They are coming from Egypt in the desert, so you get to Eretz Israel from the south, the Negev, and then you continue and you go from the hill of the country, and he continues, Moshe on Pasuk 18, Ureitem et haaretz mahi, and see what kind of country it is, ואת העם היושב עליה, and the people who dwell in it. החזק הוא, הרפה, המעט הוא, אם רב, is it strong or weak, few or many? Until now, everything sounds so normal and natural. ומה הארץ אשר הוא יושב בה? Is the country in which they dwell good or bad? Are the towns they live in open or fortified? I continue, Pasuk 20. Is the soil rich or poor? Is it wooded or not? And take pains to bring back some of the fruit of the land. Now it happened to be the season of the first ripe grapes. So Moshe is sending the Meraglim, is giving them some questions. Okay, so you are going, I want you to find out about this land, about if it's good, about the people. Is this a strong people sitting there? Is it weak? About the land, how are the mountains? How are the cities? Are they enclosed in walls? Is a land with good soil to plant? Is she shemena or raza, like fat or poor, rich or poor? And be strong, don't be afraid. And also, you know what Moshe is telling them? Bring us a sample from the fruits that there are in Eretz Israel, and the Yamim Yeme Bikurim Hema. Bikurim Anavim. Okay, I'm sorry, where is my share? Why did I miss my share? Can you help me here, Yossi? Yeah. The sharing of the video. Okay, saca el video rápido. Sorry, girls, I apologize. I lost the text. Me fue. Como fui los participantes, me fue.
Did you put it here? Okay. Ah, está share. Wait.
Se me ha ido del...
No.
Oh, here.
Okay.
Esta salí.
Okay.
I apologize. That's it. I have it. So we are about this Meraglim, this spies.
You are very lucky, ladies, to have such a great teacher.
Thank you. So we are. They're entering the land. So Pasuk 21, it's already describing to us what happens. ויעלו, ויתורו את הארץ ממדבר צין עד רחוב לבוא חמת. They went up and scouted the land from the wilderness of Tzin to Rehov at Levo Hamat. They went up into the Negev and came to Hebron, where lived Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the Anakites. Now Hebron was founded 7 years before Tzoan of Egypt. You know, whoever knows Hebrew, pay attention here to the verbs. Everything is in plural. Vaya'alu, they went up, right? Vayaturu, they scouted the land. Vaya'alu, they went up. And then it says, Vayavo ad Hebron, and he came to Hebron in singular. From here, the Rashi brings a perush where he says, everything is in plural because everyone are coming together as a group to Eretz Israel. But whenever it comes to visit Hebron, the one that comes by himself is Caleb. And why did Caleb go to Hebron? Hebron was a city where giant people lived there. It says it here. Achiman, Shashai, Vetalmai, Yelidei Ha'anak, the children of the Anakim, of the giant people. They were people with very big contexture, but the Torah is telling us, according to this Perush, that Caleb wanted, nevertheless, to go to Hebron. Why to Hebron? Hebron is the place where we have Ma'arat HaMachpelah, where we have our forefathers buried there. So Caleb wanted to come and pray to be successful in this mission. I heard the class of Sivan Rav Meir, and she puts these two together, Yehoshua, that is added a letter by Moshe, and Moshe is praying for him not to be affected by the bad opinion of the spies, if it will happen. And Caleb is also coming to Hebron and praying in the place where our forefathers were buried for their zechut to be successful. So we see where these two men's mindset is focused. They are coming with the understanding this is a very serious mission. We need a lot of siyata d'ishmaya. We need the help of Hashem. And they came with that yirat shamayim, with that fear of Hashem for things to be successful. So now I continue 23. They reached the Wadi Eshkol, and there they cut down a branch with a single cluster of grapes. It had to be borne on a carrying frame by two of them, and some pomegranates and figs. So the sample that they're going to bring, that everybody knows, and we've seen many pictures of that, is a branch of a cluster of grapes. And there was such bracha in Eretz Israel, the fruits were so big that they had to bring the fruits, carrying them in a branch by two people. I'm sure every one of you can visualize that because we've seen many pictures of that. And that's how that place got the name of Wadi Eshkol, because of the cluster. Eshkol is a cluster. Because of that, the Israelites cut down there. Okay, so Vayashuvu mitur haaretz miketz 40 yom, and they come from this expedition that lasted for them 40 days. Now, I am not sure if it was Rashi or Ramban, I think it's Rashi, that he said, if we take into consideration the length of Eretz Israel, and we know that they went le'orka ule'rochva, they went through all the land to its length and to its width. It takes more than 40 days. So he says Hashem made it short for them with the rahmanut, with the compassion, knowing that they will be punished year per day, midah keneged midah. For each day that they were in this expedition, they were punished later, 1 year. And I'm sorry, I'm going ahead of it. I really should teach it. I'm going to make a parenthesis. The way we should study this is if it was the first time we're reading about that. Like we know they're going to, we are missing the suspense. You know, when you read a book for the first time, when you watch a movie for the first time, you don't know what's coming, so there is much more excitement. So we see they want to see the land. Okay, they're going to see the land. We don't expect anything bad happening. But I'm making the mistake. I'm teaching it with the knowledge that you already know what's coming. So let's try to clean our minds from what we know, and let's see the text as if it was for the first time. So they are coming back. Imagine everybody is excited. They want to know what is the report that they're bringing. Pasuk 26, they went straight to Moshe and Aaron and the whole Israelite community at Kadesh in the wilderness of Paran, and they made their report to them and to the whole community as they showed them the fruit of the land. So imagine they're arriving, they come with the grapes, everybody gathers, they want to hear to what they have to say. This is what they told him, Pasuk 27. We came to the land you sent us to. It does indeed flow with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Great, check. It's a great land. Look at the fruits. However, the people who inhabit the country are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the Anakites there. It seems that they are still bringing the facts. It's a report. You ask us about the people who inhabit the country are powerful. You ask them about the cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the Anakites there. The Anakites are the giants, the people that are very big. More facts, 29. Amalek Yoshev Ba'aretz Negev. Amalek dwells in the Negev region. Hittite, Yebusim, Amorim inhabit the hill country, and the Canaanite dwell by the sea and along the Jordan. Then it seems that everything is okay. They are bringing facts of the land. Why suddenly we're going to see on Pasuk 30 that Caleb is reacting? Vayahas Caleb et ha'am el Moshe. Caleb hushed the people before Moshe and said, let us by all means go up, and we shall gain possession of it, for we shall surely overcome it. What does it mean? We were listening to the report, to the facts, and here we get Caleb telling him like, no, shh. Yes, we're going to do it. But why? Why, Caleb? Why are you intervening in this way? So from Caleb's reaction, it seems that together with the report of the spies, there was already a reaction from the people, and that's why he's telling, shh, yes, we're going to go. And he continues, but the men who had gone with him said, we cannot attack the people, for it is stronger than we. So they say, no, we can't. Because they spread calumnies among the Israelites about the land. They had scouted, saying, the country that we traversed and scouted is one that devours its settlers. All the people that we saw in it are men of great size. We saw the Nephilim there. The Anakites are part of the Nephilim. And we looked like grasshoppers to ourselves, and so we must have looked to them. The whole community broke into loud cries, and the people wept that night. What's going on here? How did it move from bringing facts, a report that seems pretty much what they were requested to do, into bringing all the people to cry, and this difference of opinions between Caleb and them? So let's analyze a little bit what's happening here. When you have an agenda, when in your mind there is a different goal from what you've been requested, you are going to present the things according to that agenda. So Moshe Rabbeinu asked from them fact. They're very careful to start showing as if it were only fact. Banu el haaretz, yes, we came, and what you told us is indeed like that. The land is very good. So then Moshe is listening. He's not stopping them. Everybody's listening. And then he says, and the people, I am Pasuk 8, the people who inhabit the country are powerful and the cities are fortified. What is the problem? Where do we see that it stops being only facts, that it stops being a report, Aramban, Nachmanides, pay attention to one word, and that little word is changing the tone of what they're saying. The word in Hebrew is efes. Efes means zero. It's kind, but the translation is more however. It's interesting how in Hebrew, zero, it means that what we said doesn't have any value because of what I'm going to say. Even that this is a text, please mute yourself. Girls, I don't want to play anymore with the... Should I do it? Let's see. Okay. Okay, are you with me? So the fact that they're using the word efes is kind of saying they're good, but however, with that word, they're minimizing the value of what seemed to be only facts. No, the people are powerful, but the people are powerful and the cities are fortified. When I put the word efes, this is not anymore facts. Take away the word efes, the word however, then you are saying facts. The land is good, the people are powerful, the cities are fortified. I am enumerating facts, but when I say the land is good, but the people are powerful and the cities are fortified, I'm bringing the second fact as negative comments. It's like we always bring this example that one of the Chachamim, Rama, brought. Imagine you send somebody to buy you a fabric, a dress. So you send somebody to Nordstrom, can you please buy me that dress? Or can you check that dress for me? And they come and they tell you, the dress is gorgeous, but it's $200. So that person is saying, it's gorgeous, but it's $200. It's like saying, it doesn't, the value is not $200 and that's what it costs. If you say, the dress is beautiful, it's $200, okay, that's fact. But if you say, the dress is beautiful, but it's $200, you are saying, but means that the price is very high for this dress. I'm not so sure. I am already bringing my opinion. I'm not so sure it's worth it to buy it. So they're bringing in a very delicate, subliminal way their own agenda, their own opinion. And at the beginning, we still think that it's facts. It seems like you are bringing the facts with your feelings towards that fact. But let's continue. 29. What nation are they mentioning here? Amalek Yoshev Ba'aretz. Amalek is a nation that, as we know, when we left Egypt, they were those that came to attack us. They attacked us in very, very cruel way. From the back, the weak people, they were cruel. They were a nation that did not appreciate the miracle that Hashem did with us. How do Chachamim tell us about Amalek? They say, imagine when you have a child that, in those times, parenting or education was done with a little bit of physical force. We don't agree with that. We don't do that anymore. But imagine you have a belt that you use to punish this child. Every time you show the belt, the child is going to be scared because that belt represents for him something negative. So Amalek represented for Am Israel something scary, something negative. Why do you mention Amalek there? The Amalek Yoshev dwells in the Negev region. We have to go through them. So in order to make everybody scared. And the fact that Caleb has to make them hush, which means they were already saying, no, but how are we going to do this? It's impossible. I'm scared. I don't want. Oh no, Amalek is there. Oh no, the people are giant. Oh no, the cities are strong. So Amalek is telling them, shh. No, come on, come. Alona ale v'yarashnu ota ki yacholnu chala. We will be able to do that. By all means, we will be able to go up. We shall gain possession of it. We shall surely overcome it. But that's it. Now, these 10 men that at the beginning were not showing their real face because they wanted to show, oh, no, we are doing our job. Listen, this is the fact. We're bringing them. Now, when they see that Caleb is trying to convince the people that this is okay, that this is possible, that we're going to be able, then they show the real face. No, they say, לא נוכל לעלות אל העם, כי חזק הוא ממנו. We're not going to be able to attack the people. He's stronger than we. And now the Torah is speaking and describing what happens. What are they doing, these men? ויוציאו דיבת הארץ. Thus they spread calumnies among the Israelites, about the land they had scouted, saying, the country that we traversed and scouted is one that devours its settlers. All the people that we saw in it are men of great size. The Torah is telling us here what is really happening. ויוציאו דיבת הארץ. להוציא דיבת הארץ is to spread calumnies. What does it mean? According to Chachamim, and the Chafetz Chaim speaks a lot about this, הוצאת דיבה is when you speak bad with fake news, when you're not bringing the truth. This is the best example that we can have of what it means to bring fake news. You start with things that are true, based on real events, based on things that are wrong. You come in the name of justice, of the right thing, of I care about you, of I'm doing this for you. But by יוציאו דיבת הארץ, they are bringing a report that not only it's negative, not only it's subjective, not only that they're putting their own agenda and their own feelings, they're inventing facts, they're changing the numbers, they're changing the report that they brought. And look what they see. They say, this land, it's Eretz Ochelet Yoshvea. It devours its settlers, it eats its people. And that's truth. You know, Eretz Israel in other places is described as a land that eats its inhabitants, but when does Eretz Israel eat its inhabitants? Whenever we don't, there is avodah zarah, there's promiscuity, this is a land, unrelated to what they're saying, I'm just saying in parentheses, Eretz Israel has this special equality that is a land that cares about the behavior of the people that live in it. It's not a normal land. This is a land that cannot handle promiscuity, avodah zarah, to the point, and this is very important to know, that whenever we come and we Hashem helps us to conquer Eretz Israel, it's not only because we deserve the land, it's mainly and mostly also because the people that are living in Eretz Israel don't deserve to be there. And when, I don't know if you remember, when we see in Bereshit that the Abraham and Lot are going with their animals, and Abraham's shepherds are careful to close the mouth of their animals so they don't eat from the land, and Lot's shepherds, they say, no, come on, this belongs to us. Hashem promised the land to our master, to Abraham, and Abraham doesn't have children, so they belong to Lot. And the Torah says there, Velo shalem avon ha'emori.
We can't hear you.
You cannot hear me? Sorry?
No, I can hear.
Okay, I don't know. I thought you
I
were
can
saying.
hear.
Okay. So Velo shalem avon ha'emori means it's not true. The land was not belonging to Abraham yet, because Hashem is going to give it to Am Israel once the behavior of the inhabitants of the land makes them deserving to be expelled from the land because of their behavior. But anyways, that was a parenthesis. Here they are saying bad things about Eretz Israel that are not true. Eretz Ochelet Yoshvea, Chachamim say that Hashem made a miracle in order to help them, in order to support their, their expedition. Hashem made that there will be many levayot, many burials on that day, so people will be so busy with the burials that they will not pay attention to the spies, and they will not be in danger. Because, you know, you go to spy a land, if they discover you, you are a spy, death, right? So Hashem was protecting them. But from one side it says that the land eats the people, like this is a land that you die there. It's so bad that you die, you cannot live. From the other side it says, and everybody was men of great size. They were strong people. So come on, is this a land that eats its inhabitants, or the inhabitants are strong? So they said it in a way that can be understood, oh, this land is only for people that are very, very strong. If we go there, the land is going to eat us. The land is going to make us die, which means. ושם ראינו את הנפילים, and we saw the giants, and we look like grasshoppers to ourselves, so we must have looked to them. So here is totally a suggestive opinion. You know, we felt in front of them like we were grasshoppers, so for sure that's how they saw us, and that's how they're going to combat us in the battles. Whenever we come to conquer the land, they're going to be so much more powerful and strong than us. We cannot do that. So the meraglim, the spies, at the beginning show it like we're bringing the facts, and they're speaking, and they're bringing a report that seems absolutely objective. But at the first sight, that their agenda, that we will try to analyze why they have that agenda. Their agenda is to demoralize the people, to make the people not to want to come to Eretz Israel. They don't want to come to Eretz Israel. But when they see that their agenda, so they were speaking with facts, and they feel that the people are getting there. But when they see that Caleb reacts with this strength and telling them, no, we will do it, they, no, we have to act more clear. We have to show our real face. At the beginning, you don't show it, you do everything under the table, but when you are about to lose it, it's election are coming, you are afraid, then let's do anything. Anything will be okay, to lie, to add things, to bring a bad report, to say facts that are not right. And the reaction is a tragedy, and this is actually, I believe, and Chachamim say, the most traumatic event that we lived as the nation. The most traumatic event, the Chet HaMeraglim. What happens here? ותישא כל העדה, ויתנו את קולם, ויבכו העם בלילה ההוא. The whole community broke into loud cries, and the people wept that night. And they were crying. And what happens? Now, Am Israel, as we saw in previous parashiot, whenever they don't like something, they complain. So the Israelites railed against Moshe and Aaron. If only we had died in the land of Egypt, the whole community shouted at them. Or if only we might die in this wilderness. Pay attention to what they're wishing for. We wish we die here in the desert. Unfortunately, we know that their wishes are going to be fulfilled. And they continue. Why is the Lord taking us to that land to fall by the sword? Our wives and children will be carried off. It would be better for us to go back to Egypt. And they said to one another, imagine a rally, everybody, let us head back for Egypt. ויפול משה ואהרון על פניהם לפני כל עדת בני ישראל. Then Moshe and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembled congregation of the Israelites. Moshe and Aaron, they don't know what to do. They fall on their faces. And now, Yehoshua ben Nun v'Chaleb ben Yefuneh, these two other spies that they were not on the same page, they tear their clothes, they rendered clothes as a symbol of mourning. But they speak up. ויאמרו אל כל עדת בני ישראל לאמור, הארץ אשר עברנו בה לתור אותה טובה, הארץ מאוד מאוד. The land that we traversed and scouted is an exceedingly good land. And now the most important fact of this land. This is a fact that is not a fact. אם חפץ בנו השם והביא אותנו אל הארץ הזאת ונתנה לנו ארץ אשר היא זבת חלב ודבש, if the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us into the land, a land that flows with milk and honey, and give it to us. As B'Hashem al timrodu, only you must not rebel against the Lord. Have no fear then of the people of the country, for they are prey. Their protection has departed from them. but the Lord is with us. Have no fear of them. So they are saying, this land is very good. Number one, fact, the land is good. Second, if Hashem wants, and if he can bring us to the land, and this is a good land, Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash, but everything depends on one and only one factor. Im chafetz banu Hashem ve'vi otanu el haaretz. If Hashem wants to bring us to this land, and this is an amazing, 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 amazing lesson of emunah that we have to take it whenever we stand in front of challenges. If Hashem wants, that's going to happen, even if it's impossible. It looks that there are anakim, giant obstacles are stopping us. It seems impossible. We are a small group of slaves in front of these nations surrounding the land. If Hashem wants, this is what we have to remember. I remember once, the previous weeks, my mother-in-law was still in the hospital. Baruch Hashem, she is out. And really everything we tried, my husband was day and night, phone calls and nurses and doctors and trying, because she was absolutely asymptomatic. And she was there already for 35 days. Whatever the virus didn't do to her, the isolation and the hospital was doing to her. And really we were very afraid that we were going to lose her. We were very depressed on this. At one point, we realized it's all in his hands. If he wants, she'll get out. And Baruch Hashem, we saw that. He took her out of the hospital in conditions that seemed absolutely impossible. You have to live in Argentina, know what is a hospital in Argentina, bureaucratic things. But Baruch Hashem, she's out. Why is she out? Because Hashem wanted her to be out. And others, unfortunately, didn't make it. And others were very sick. We really need to understand we are in his hands. That's why it's so worth it for us to attach our beliefs and our lives to this understanding that everything is in his hands. Of course, we need to do and we need to be proactive, but at the end, everything depends on him. So Yoshua and Caleb are telling them, you know what, the only thing that we need to be successful, not rebel against the Lord, have no fear then of the people of the country. Fear of the people could be justified if we take Hashem out. Yes, perhaps the facts say that for a group like us to fight them is difficult, but when we have Hashem, they are our prey. Their protection has departed from them, but the Lord is with us. Hashem doesn't want to protect them. Hashem wants to protect us. Have no fear of them. And now this pasuk has really impacted me in such ways that I realized how humans are the same and how scary it is. ויאמרו כל העדה לרגום אותם באבנים וכבוד אדוני נראה באוהל מועד אל כל בני ישראל. Okay, so you have these two people. They're coming with logical explanations, with a logical argument, with the truth, I would say. But the minds of everybody has already been intoxicated with an opposing idea, with a different belief, with a different way of seeing things. So you are listening to two other voices. Open your mind, open your ears, listen to them, see what they have to say, see how you are right or you are wrong. But what do? This is crazy. As the whole community threatened to pelt them with stones, the presence of the Lord appeared in the tent of meeting to all the Israelites. What is the reaction? I don't like what you have to say, so I'm going to make you quiet with violence. I'm going to throw rocks at you. I'm going to make you be quiet. You don't have the right to bring your opinion, to say what you think, if I don't like it, if it doesn't fit my agenda, if it doesn't fit my ideas. This is crazy. This is crazy. The Torah is showing us, and today I thought, I see like a new angle of why we're not going to go to Eretz Israel immediately after this. Why it's going to take us 40 years? Because to create a good society, you need to be able to express yourself without being persecuted. You need to be able to speak out. You need to be able to bring opinions. You need to be able to have communications where two people can tolerate the difference of opinions without attacking each other, or without demonizing, or without hitting, or without bringing other ideas. So this is one problem that we had here. And we see that this problem existed with Yosef and his brothers. Yosef and his brothers, the story begins with Yosef speaking bad about his brothers to his father. By the way, there is a difference there, because Yosef mevi et dibatam ra, brings bad words about them, which is truth. Here is motzi et dibat haaretz, which is inventions, which is lies. So, but he's speaking bad about his brothers. There is no communication. If you saw something wrong in your brother's behavior, go and tell them. Why do you come and you tell your father? And then later, when Yosef is coming towards them, when Yaakov sends Yosef to check how the brothers are doing, and Yosef is coming closer to them, what does the Torah tell us about them? When they see him, they say, here is the man of the dreams, velo yachelu dabero shalom, and they cannot speak with him. Whenever we lose the ability to communicate, to speak with one another, to see that the other thinks different, and we are able to develop a conversation, things cannot go well. Things are going to end in a very bad way, as in that case it was telling Yosef, and here is the terrible scene of Chet HaMeraglim. Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, and Hashem tells Moshe, when the Egyptians from whose midst, sorry, I'm jumping here. And the Pasuk 11. And the Lord said to Moshe, how long will these people spurn me, and how long will they have no faith in me? Despite all the signs that I performed in their midst, I will strike them with pestilence and disown them, and I will make of you a nation far more numerous than they. Hashem is saying, that's it. I'm fed of them. I cannot handle this anymore. Until when are they going to humiliate me? Until how many miracles they need from me to have emunah in me? How many otot, signs I performed for them in Egypt, in the opening of the sea, in the desert, the man, the anan, and day after day, all their existence is miracles, and they still are asking themselves if they will be able to go to Eretz Israel when I am telling them I'm taking them. So Hashem is saying, I'm going to make them disappear, and I will make from you, Moshe, a nation that is more numerous, even better. And what Moshe could say, okay, Hashem, you know what? I'm also tired. As we saw last week, Moshe said, I didn't give birth to these people. It would be very normal and natural that Moshe says, you're right, Hashem, this is impossible. That's it. Let's start all over. But what does Moshe, the faithful leader of Am Yisrael, do? But Moshe said to the Lord, when the Egyptians from whose midst you brought up these people in your might hear the news, they will tell it to the inhabitants of the land. Now they have heard that you, O Lord, are in the midst of these people, that you, O Lord, appear in plain sight when your clouds rest over them, and when you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day and in a pillar of fire by night. I continue and then I explain. If then you'll slay these people to among the nations you have heard your fame will say, it must be because the Lord was powerless to bring that people into the land he had promised them on oath that he slaughtered them in the wilderness. Therefore I pray, let my Lord's forbearance be great as you have declared, saying. Okay, so Moshe is telling Hashem, you know what's going to happen? All these nations and the Yoshvei Haaretz, that they heard about you. Everybody knew what Hashem did with Am Yisrael. The news spread that Hashem took these people, slaves, out of their nations of masters to something impossible, that you opened the sea for them, that you are guiding them in the desert with the cloud, and they know all what you are doing. And now, when you are about to enter them the land, you are not going to be able, they're going to say that you were not able. A Ramban explains it, that the logic of the nations is going to be, Hashem was able to fight Egypt and its gods, but Hashem wasn't able to fight the gods of the people in Canaan, of the nations in Canaan. Those gods are more powerful than you. We learn an amazing thing from here. We learn a powerful weapon that we, Am Israel, have. And we need to realize, and this weapon is called Kiddush Hashem. Our existence, our being as Am Israel, the chosen people, is Mekadesh Shem Shamayim, is a Kiddush Hashem, is sanctifying the name of Hashem, our presence, our mere existence. And we have a job to do it, right? The fact that if we die, they will learn that Hashem wasn't powerful enough to save us is a very strong point to our benefit. Also, from here we learn that we have a very important mission in the world. Kind of Hashem needs us, God forbid, Hashem doesn't need us, but we are the representatives of Hashem. If we are out of the picture, from whom are the nations going to learn till the day that they come to the understanding of Ve'aya Hashem lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Hashem echad u'shmo echad, to the day that everybody will understand that Hashem is one. We are the teachers. So Moshe Rabbeinu is using this argument. Therefore I pray, let my Lord's forbearance be great, as you have declared. So Hashem, do as you said. Where am I? And he's telling them, Hashem, ערך אפיים ורב חסד, נושא עוון ופשע ונקה לא ינקה, פוקד עוון אבות על בנים ועל שילשים ועל ריבעים. We know that this is not all midot הרחמים of Hashem. It doesn't say חנון ורחום, ערך אפיים ורב חסד ואמת, also it doesn't say. נושא עוון ופשע וחטא ונקה לא ינקה, פוקד עוון אבות על בנים ועל שילשים ועל ריבעים. So Moshe Rabbeinu is telling Hashem, Hashem, you are ערך אפיים. You are slow to anger. It doesn't say Hanun Verachum because Moshe understands there is no Hanun Verachum. Here Hashem is already acting with Midat Adin and not with Midat Arachamim. There is a beautiful Midrash that says that when Kadosh Baruch Hu at the first time presented to Moshe with this Midot, Hashem Erech Apayim, slow to anger, so Moshe Rabbeinu asks Hashem, you refer to the Tzaddikim, right? And Hashem answers him, also to the Reshaim. Rabbeinu says, no, it doesn't make sense. It should be for the Tzaddikim. As Hashem tells Moshe, you are going to need this. You are going to need to convince me to be Erech Apayim for the Reshaim, as Moshe is using it here. Rav Chesed Noseh Avon, it doesn't say Ve'emet, because the Emet, the truth is that in this case, Am Israel really did not deserve to be forgiven. And what Hashem is doing, really at the end, he's being slow to anger. He's accepting Moshe's request because Hashem's decision was, I'm going to erase the people. And at the end, Hashem agrees to punish them slowly, slowly. Like this generation are going to die slowly, slowly during the 40 years in the desert and not all at once, to give the opportunity to the young generation to grow and then to come later to Eretz Israel. So Moshe is asking, pardon, I pray the iniquity of these people according to your great kindness, as you have forgiven these people ever since Egypt. One thing that Moshe Rabbeinu is not doing, that we saw during Chet HaEgel, when Chet HaEgel, Moshe is asking Hashem to forgive us, Moshe brings 3 arguments. One of them does not appear here. What is the argument that does not appear here? Anybody remembers? What Moshe Rabbeinu is not presenting to Hashem? Hashem, here, you have to forgive us because of this. Or please forgive the people because of this. What Moshe Rabbeinu is not using is... Anybody?
Is it, he's not saying like, you're going to look bad to everybody?
That he said. That's the first argument. He said, that's Chilul Hashem. What Moshe Rabbeinu is not bringing, and this is an argument that we always use. We use it in Rosh Hashanah, in Yom Kippur. Zechut Avot. Moshe Rabbeinu is not saying, as he said after Chet HaEgel, remember Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and what you told them, Vishmi lo nodati, like, I don't remember the words, I don't have the text open, but if you go and you check, you will see Hashem is not bringing it here. You know why? Because Eretz Israel was the gift that Hashem gave to Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. If you go through the Parashiot, there are always two elements that are passed from Abraham to Yitzchak, from Yitzchak to Yaakov, and these are the two main promises, the two main gifts that Hashem is giving to the Avot. What are the two gifts? One is Zera, descendants, children, Am Israel, and the other one is?
To be numerous? That the children will be numerous?
That's the first one, to be numerous, to have children. That's the first. What is the second one?
Eretz Israel.
Eretz Israel, this is who they are. So how is Moshe Rabbeinu going to bring that here? It's making things even worse. These children don't want the gift. This is what made us who we were. This is what identify our patriarchs, by these two promises, Birkat HaBanim veBirkat HaAretz. So what am I going to remind them? What am I going to show? How these children are rejecting the gift that you give them? It wouldn't be a zechut. It wouldn't help the people of Israel. That's why Moshe Rabbeinu does not bring it here. And Pasuk 20, Vayomer Hashem, Salachti kidvarecha, Vayomer Hashem, I forgave, as you said. I heard a class from Rabbi Sabato, a little bit complicated to explain it in the few minutes that we have left, is that Salachti kidvarecha, I'm forgiving the way you asked, Moshe. How did you ask? You asked me to be patient, not to punish at once. That's what Hashem is doing. Hashem is going to punish a little bit now, and then more, and then more, and that's one of the ways of understanding how this day that they cried, that was, what day was this? What date in the Jewish calendar was this?
Tisha B'Av.
Tisha B'Av. How this day became a day of Puranut. Could be the way of understanding it, not only that the day has a bad luck, as some people think, could be that we are still being affected by this sin, and we are still paying the price, generation after generation. So, what else can I tell you before I go? Okay, so we know how it continues, and then they want to go anyways, and the punishment is that these men that went to the spies, they die in the moment, yes, they die because they spoke bad, and the punishment for the people is going to be, I see Pasuk 29, in this very wilderness shall you carcasses drop of all of you who were recorded in your various lists from the age of 20 years up, you who have muttered against me, all these, mi ben esrim shana v'mala, this generation from 20 and up, all of them are going to die in the desert. Not one shall enter the land in which I swore to settle you. Save, only two men will go, Caleb, son of Yefuneh, and Yoshua, son of Nun. Your children, you were scared for your children that they're going to go to Eretz Israel. They would be carried off. This will I allow to enter. They shall know the land that you have rejected. I go back. I forgot to tell you, sorry, before, you know, when Bnei Israel are crying, Chachamim tell us, after they heard the report of the spies, they go to their tents, they go to their homes, okay, right? And then they start speaking about this. And then the news starts spreading. And they speak, like in one family, one of the spies speaks with his wife. And he tells, you know what's going to happen? And then they start crying. And the children ask, why are you crying? And then they say it. And then it spreads, and it shows us how the fake news are going and becoming part of the congregation's opinion, and it becomes the real emet. It's a way of seeing how truth can be distorted and what it takes. It takes for a group of people to start it, to say it in a way that is impacting, and then slowly, you, from one man to one family, to the neighbors, to the other neighbors, and everybody is contagious by this. So one of the opinions of Chachamim is, why did they have this agenda? Is because they were afraid for their own leadership. In the desert, they were Nesi'im, they were important people, they were leaders, and they were afraid that when they come to Eretz Israel, they're going to be another person, they're going to be simple people, and then they cared so much about their honor and their position that they did not care for the people. Sometimes those that are behind these big events of protest don't care so much about the people. They care about their personal interests, their personal agenda. So unfortunately, until today, I think we're paying for this terrible sin, and our kapara, or our repair, should be always speak good about Eretz Israel, always speak good about this amazing gift that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given to us. And I believe that to live in Eretz Israel, to be able to be there, it's not about us being willing to leave everything we have here. No, it's about having the zechut. I really believe we have to pray to Hashem to give us the zechut to be able to live and enjoy from this amazing gift that is Eretz Israel. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop here. Any questions, any comments? You are welcome to ask.
It says that it was 40 years for the 40, each day for 40 days that they were tarim et haaretz. They got 1 year.
Yes.
To be in the desert.
Yes, that's what I said before, that Rashi says that the Kadosh Baruch Hu made it be 40 days only, the touring et haaretz, even that it would have been more because it's longer, in order to punish them less time, to make it only 40 years and not more. Of course, we all know what we speak every year, that the people were not prepared to really enter the land. That's why they have to stay in the desert for 40 years. Thank you, Moshe. Okay, thank you, everybody. And Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We have in this parasha, I was planning to speak about it, but it took me longer than what I thought. We have Mitzvat Afrashat Chala. Read it, at least read the summary that I send you, and there you will see all the subjects that appear in the parasha. It's beautiful to see that Afrashat Chala is one mitzvah that in the moment we enter Eretz Israel, we are commanded to do Afrashat Chala. Even before we're commanded for other masrot, to take from the chala and give to the kohen. Okay? Okay, ladies. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Daphna. All the best.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.